Hello, Cancer. Welcome to a timeless Justice for Cancer reading, where we discuss however the topic of justice would like to be disclosed in the viewpoints of one of the sister energies that I read for, which is Sekhmet. A bit more detail is that I am 7th, aka Master 7th, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. For a bit more clarity or more insight, description box will have that detail for you and other various ways in how to travel the content between the two sister channels that I run. Bear in mind that listening to this reading may interpret itself to feel as if it's merciful or maybe merciless or one or the other or both. Bear in mind that it is in true form of however, again, the energies want to be disclosed, and that you have tapped into a collective reading, and that this is not a personal one-to-one reading. Not everything is possibly for you. Take all the bits and pieces that do resonate using your discernment. Leave anything with the reading behind that may not have resonated. More particularly about the reading, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, please remember that femininity encapsulates both masculine and feminine energies. Masculinity also encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. Alright, some of y'all are just like trying to fix your wrongs. Oh, fuck. Alright, the first card that we had coming out was Judgment, then we had Death, and now we have the Double. Alright. Do we like this energy? No. Particularly, I think at first case to say that anyone, whether you know tarot, whether you're a newbie, an old head, like somebody who picked it up and dropped it, you're like, ooh, hot and heavy. Yeah, it's definitely a fucking spicy margarita. Alright, and it might be not the good kind, meaning well tequila. No. Well, tequila ain't gonna be good tequila. It's not good tequila. That's not no. It's not good. It's cheap. It might make you feel like you're having a momentary good time. Alright, but whether or not you remember it is part of the questionable idea, because did you black out? Like, do you remember? Do you remember the things that you journeyed to after you had your happy hour of fun? At face value, I would say the judgment of whatever it is to be judged is putting an end to drama. Now, who is the one that needs to be put an end to the drama to? It could be suggested more so than not that it might be you, Cancer, because I mean, whoever you are, something got you here to listen to this message. So at first blow would be like, I think it's me. I think it's me. I think it's me. And then I wonder, though, that although we got to this part of the reading, have you, up to this point of the reading, raised your hand and said, it's me? Or did you need to be coaxed into the fact that there might be something off and that you need to put your hand in the air and say, yeah, I think I done fucked up. Like, yeah, I think it's me. I don't know. I think it's me because I check all the boxes of doing it right. Because I'm in the flow. And then there's something about your flow where it's like, ooh, it's making me feel a certain way. So I'm asking, version of you, is all of you within this good flow? Or are bits and pieces of you within this flow? I'm trying to figure it out. The percentage of true you and authentic you. Because true you is indoctrinated. That is trials and tribulations of trying to do things right. and hearing it from someone else on what that is. And then there's authentic you. Ooh, there's authentic you. And I'm trying to challenge that percentage, because in this energy field, I feel this is the least percentage. This is the percentage of possibly 25%, and then the other one, 75%. This is nice. This is good stuff. 75. But then we have 25, and I'm, however, interested at 25, because I'm trying to figure out why you coming to me and thinking you're not at 100. So we're gonna have to not challenge the 75 that only has a little bit to go. We have to challenge the 25 that has 75% to go. So what do we have to do? What do we have to trigger? We would have to get a bit more personalized. We would have to get more onto the wire, right? Checks and balances heavy on a grid line, matter of fact. See what kind of checkpoints you can either make it through or not, you know? God, it's like a racing game and a video game. You know, where you're gonna make it to the checkpoint in a lot more time. You know, like are you? All right. Yeah. Cancer. I swear. I don't know how to explain it to you, because I know that if I got time to put more into this reading, I swear to goodness gracious, I would be at the end of it deemed as, wow, I never saw it that way. You're so deep. And at the same time, that's coming after having to disclose so much information. To get that as, that's okay, let's keep it positive, as a compliment to have heard to what I said. Yet then there's, again, that is feeding the 75% of how things are easy, things are great, things are complimentary, things are left for review, things are up for the choices of the ego. But that doesn't feed the 25% where I would strongly negate, because I'm a great argumentative person, and I would say, why was the first thing that you said about everything that I heard a compliment and a strange one, and having to like stamp everything of value, of depthness, rather than keeping up with logical fact points or possible plausible clauses and defining a definitive statement that would coax a next stage of that conversation, instead of, oh, okay, all right, thanks for listening, instead of something that could get the conversation going to another degree. Like there's like I haven't even shown you the card, the Emperor. I'm as a reader that's been reading for a while and is also challenged with, at face value, I'm here with the reading with you at real time, right? This is energy that I'm seeing with you. And I'm giving credit to however I can transcribe the reality of this so-called subject, right? And we're calling this subject a frequency. And I am reading this frequency with all the with all the ways that I can express myself, and all the ways that I can utilize the individualism of what I am, and understand a difference between a degree of myself and degree of something other than me. And that degree of something other than me, I can utilize with my own sentiment of consensual energy to transcribe an energy that I cannot escape. I can ignore it, but I cannot escape it. And I would say the alpha of me that makes me seventh energy understands the value of not only sitting down, but also getting up and going into action. And then the alpha in me also understands that the fight of shadow is through the viewpoints of the perspective that I entertain it, and thus with my reaction or unreaction are consequences in my immediate environment or before or after. I have acceptance of that. I have acceptance of the alpha of me, that I can't be the ruler of how much of any of the choices I choose on my own. Even after the choice of having a breath, I cannot control the next outcome of that. Ultimately, the challenging aspect of death and the visceral idea that to stop breath means to no longer be a part of this vessel or this experience of living. I, the alpha of me of 7th, can understand that that perception that I exploit is only thus an opinion of mine. And however I fact check that with resources externally in the world of as within and as without, this is the without part, the external aspect of me. I subtly am actually entertaining all aspects that are happening within me. The ego of me understands that I am at least split in the denomination, that I have an awareness to external aspects and internal dialogue. And that's where I, as humbly as I could say this, have been absolutely annoyed in reading the energies for said ego cancer as of several annually pagan calendar years. I am so annoyed with the visceral desire of wanting to be like, are you kidding me? Like, you absolutely know better. Like, I am tired of you complaining in the way that you're complaining, because there's a lot of things that you're doing, and a lot of the things, if you're gaslighting me, means you're actually inundated with artificial light. There is a lot of fake color around you that, because it's still not in the shadows of darkness, yeah, it's gonna manifest you a lot of fucking shit. But all the shit that it's attached to is like artificial shit. It's artificial shit. Like you don't feel good because you have a lot of artificial shit within you. Whether that's artificial food, artificial drink, artificial intelligence, like artificial light, artificial blah. It's a lot of humbly. And a little bit with attitude. I'ma say, with all due respect, Cancer, seriously, you have not only the goddamn capability, but you sure as hell have the answer. That answer has taken you at least to here. And I don't care how small or how massive that lesson was, but that, if we're sharing a moment, I know my wavelengths. I don't need an algorithm of worth to showcase its without capabilities within me, because I'm aware that my energies I exert out, let me tell you something, a lot of artificial light is blocking that shit. And I'm totally fine with that too, because I wouldn't want artificial shit, now would I? Anyway, it's sticky. It's sticky to see so much ability, and then you being so codependent in ways that it's not about the first 3 subjects even. It's not about 1, 2, and 3. Because you know about 1, 2, and 3. You do. You know. You just fucking know. You know. You know about said number 1 issue and number 2 and number 3. You just know. And because of that, a lot of the other things that are happening are quite childish, while you're keeping this pompous flair of empress quality as the thunder rolls. Like, I got it. But you really don't. Like, you really, the person closest to you might have a black box of, like, pages of diary that you've offloaded off of them, of how you truly feel. And because they love you, they know that the way that you predominantly exert yourself to other people, you do mean it, but there isn't a true structured backbone to it. And that's the problem. If I can identify that here as a possibility, as a silhouette of, I smell something, then yeah, I can only fucking imagine how stressful, in this case spiritual, because you don't want nobody knowing about this shit, but I mean I'm talking about it, so it's like what you want. Like if I can smell it and you're thinking you're not revealing it, but after hours of talking to you, which would be the 75% of the time of I'm hanging out with you, it's 25% actually that's actually going to change or be the chaser on which aspect needs to have the most entertainment and has the most influential aspect. Is it the 25 missing to actually bring the authenticity to the 75? Or is it the truth that's going to feed into, hey, you're very one-sided with this version of authenticity, because you know what's on the other side of authenticity? Shadow. And Shadow is like, yeah, what's up? Like Peter Pan. I'm going to steal my business of the time by minding my own business with you and make you understand me if you're not even going to entertain me. That's the Shadow. And y'all like, I did that. Yeah, you did it. And now what are you entertaining? Are you only entertaining the manifestation of attraction of light? Positivity, pray your badness away? Like, come on. Can't stay in this shit, because some of y'all have another chapter of your life, which could be your partner, that does some questionable shit while you're doing some other shit that is like, namaste. And that person is like, nah, I'm not gonna namaste here, because they're not in the same vibration and the what of that of which it is you're preaching. But whatever, like this viscerally is like, yeah. And I know damn well, because I'm not sharing that same element of needing emotions that Cancers love to explore when it comes to the quest of love. I'm not in that. I know I'm not. I can't be in that naturally, all right? I can put myself in it. I can react that way. I can give it and receive it. But to remain in it is not my ego job. I'm not an ego water sign in that conversation. So I humbly don't understand it. Humbly. But I am earth in that aspect, so water is closest to me because water is on earth. So don't try to tell me I can't have the conversation is the logical aspect of that, okay? Because to the flow of love, the flow of quest is to not preach about it. You don't preach to even to the closest person that you think you're in a counterpart divine interrelationship with, that you love them all the time. Your existence fulfills that on its own, and yet you're turn around to that same very existence, and it's a bit contradictory. I can't front. Like, I can't front. It's a bit strange. In my personal private aspect, tacky. It's tacky. Ooh, another one. The High Priestess. I didn't see it. Cancer, like, honestly, like, what do you want me to do? What do you want to do? Major arcana. Like, this is, like, what do you, Lord. This is the royal flush. Like, I can't, what do you... Sugar honey iced tea. All right. That was a slap. Did y'all see that or feel that? Like that was a slap. That was a slap. She's no longer interested in making an impact on what you know to be true, because all that defines what you can reason to be of reality is part of the major mysteries of the universe right at your fucking skin. It's right here. And then you have a beautiful conceptual aspect to understand that you have a mind. You can think. And when this starts overreacting or is underactive, we can do other things to entertain it. And then sometimes it becomes so visceral on its own that it gives you possible actions or things to learn from it. That's becoming aware of your own reactionary state to this experience. I'm not interested to hear the journey of what makes you believe in the term of belief to stay in it. I'm not interested to hear the label of defining facts of what or whom created the pivot of faith within the belief construct. I also don't give a crap on how you morph the aspects of individuality within you and want to portray the same desire and healing to other people in any niche that you're interested in. Pick whatever is your fancy. I'm interested in that there seems to be a parallelism of a trend that you uptake that is part of the unilateral problem to the overall collective demise or injuries to collective human suffering. And you are also participatory of being a problem within the narrative. There is a spiritual journey that some of y'all have gone to understand what I'm talking about in this, where you had to make a decision, grid or off grid. Because off grid, try. Go ahead and try. That aspect of getting you to be a black sheep was already like, fuck. Like, this is visceral. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to you, those individuals. Y'all are the ones that have all this. This is who I'm talking. I'm not caring about the artificial souls. I'm talking about what I just got to. If I have your attention, then that means I have your interest. And if I have your interest, that means you have something left to offer. And if you have something left to offer, that means you haven't been able to give it to anyone in your immediate circle. And you feel maybe the appeal to offer it to something, but are inundated with the fact that you may not know how to get to me, whatever the fuck that even may mean. But the proof of the pudding of resonancy, if we've gotten here, is the fact that I don't need to look you in the eye to have a very visceral, deep, alluring conversation to get your attention and your interest. Where is the maturity of that individualism? That individual? That person that doesn't care about the language of how someone teeters on their belief and teeters on their faith. I'm a bit nerved that I'm 23 minutes in and having this conversation with you in this reading, when everyone else, more or less compared to this slew of readings that I'm doing at this time, have done a lot more quote-unquote work than you did, and you have up to this moment, but I'm giving you more of my quote-unquote time. It's in perfect form. There is no judgment to that. But the reality of facting all that into the equation is the level of, I don't know why I'm hearing the word impunity. It wants to be said. What I'm trying to say is it has a level of justice meets the eye, right? Whether or not we can accept each other from all the other things that you may see from looking at this screen and seeing my hands talk and that I looked off screen, that I was thinking, whatever it means to look at this from the dimension of what it means to take these messages in. It's also in true form as much as the philosophical viewpoints I may have come across of resonancy as well. How do we bridge that together for the Cancer of ego and the ego of Cancer? How do we do that? How do we allow that to happen? So that way, some of the atrocities that I would say are negative energies that make me feel like, oh, that's tacky, no longer are tacky from the viewpoints of what it means to maybe like me as a reader. What is that? Because that's very unique to yourself. That's very you orientated. That's your personality. That's you on a good day or a bad day. That's you being loved unconditionally in the good shit that you have or the bad shit that you carry. Like, you can be seen for who you are because you are seen by this individual, at least to the however degree of resonancy you feel attached to listening to this, whether this is at the end merciless to you and you want to give it a thumbs down, it's still in true form. There, again, is no judgment to you taking something negatively or bad or positively. Like, there is no judgment to that. There is no level of degree of my buoy of independence being affected by the reactionary of whatever makes you do something. But how can we become more finite in this is a question. How do we have all this to talk about? Well, this is what's happening. You feel completely sabotaged in the world of that of which it is that you're being. Even if it now has backlash and you being in the, you think you're in the center of the room, in which it is that, you know, this comes across as you being in the fucking corner. Like, you being in the corner, and you don't know really why you're left in the corner, when on the surface level of what it means to see reality for what it is and what it could be judged by, it's pretty fucking good. You're doing it better than the closest people near you. The first 10, 15 people on your Facebook feed, like, you're doing quote unquote better than them. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? All right, Venus, love. Seriously. Okay, anyway. Nurture. I'm becoming silly. Alright. We have the sun. Alright, Cancer. Take these messages in however these symbolisms want to speak to you. With that being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.